Okay guys, so we're trying to get a place where we can take pictures from. So we got this mess in the middle. We just bought some shelving. We're going to put this all together, get it figured out, and then we'll come back and show you. Alright guys, so this is the final. If you remember, I don't know if you can see, it was probably up here somewhere. And of course it cut off over here somewhere, but so we got shelving units that'll work for now. Honestly, what we probably need is more like these heavy duty ones. I think we got these at Sam's Club, didn't we? I think these big ones were on clearance at Sam's Club. These are alright too. These are the Heart ones from Walmart. Those would work too if we need to do that. So I just didn't want a gigantic stack here. I was just worried it was always going to fall. Plus, the beauty is, it gave me this rolling rack that now I can actually take pictures on top of. Yeah, and I can roll it around, move it where I want under the light. Which is a nice light there. So pictures are going to be a lot better out here. Out here is mainly hard goods, toys, smaller stuff. Don't really have a lot of room for maybe t-shirts, but not jeans would be hard. The overalls, dresses, stuff like that would be a little bit difficult. So anyway, I just wanted a quick update on where we're at on the shelving thing, because I don't know if some of you were wondering why it was stacked so high in the background, but it was just because we hadn't got any shelves yet. So besides that, we just went and picked today. We can show you a little bit what we got. This wasn't the very big one. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing. We actually went in there looking for polyfill to make pillows out of t-shirts and stuff that have holes that we can't really sell.
That was actually unsuccessful. But I found these vintage Kenmore cams and patterns and button accessories, monogram templates.
Kind of cool.
And each of these are probably 20. I'm probably going to lot them together for a quicker sale. This is just stuff you can't buy anymore. And if you've got this Kenmore Sears machine, I mean, there's lots of like 2 going for 50. I don't know. It's anywhere from $50 to $80 sitting there. And I paid $2 a piece for them. This is, I wouldn't normally pick something like this, but if you want to zoom in, this is what did it. I haven't looked it up yet. I don't know what it's worth, but I just grabbed it on a whim.
As far as I was kind of hitting the clothes today, I didn't get this. I don't know what this was.
This is new with tags, Banana Republic.
New with tags, that's right.
And I grabbed it because it was on the 75% off rack. So we paid $2.50 for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking it's a $20 skirt.
So I hit some clothes. I found this Lands' End blouse that was 75% off. We have decent luck with Lands' End, so we always pick it up when it's cheap enough. This was a new one I discovered. It's called See and Be Seen. It actually feels really nice, but they're 20 to 30 bucks. I don't know if you can see, it's a nice pattern.
It's a block pattern, but it's got
But we paid
almost embroidered.
Honestly, we ended up paying like
Texture
$1.50. It was $1.50 for that blouse. So, and then I found these vintage jeans. They're Sedgefield.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to check out the piping on the back,
this is cool.
That's when I knew that they were off of the 80s.
Yeah, and the vintage ones of this brand are going for 30 to 40 bucks. So I didn't know it till I looked it up. So always just whatever catches your eye, go with it. And then the last thing we found today.
We have come to love this brand.
Yeah, Obermeyer. They do a lot of the ski out, the snow sport type stuff. Yeah, and their stuff is pretty well made. We've sold a couple snowsuits already. This is a top heavy sweater, ski sweater. So this one could probably sell for 20 to 25 bucks. And it was another one we picked up for $1.50, $1.70, somewhere around there. So anyway, so that was just quick.
We didn't have a lot in the bank for business to resell since we bought the shelving and we bought some lighting for the office inside. So that's where our profit went. And so we knew we had about 20 bucks and we spent $17 to resell, and we will give you a little video of what it's worth here in just a minute.
And we are going to try to get these listed. I think I showed these in a previous video, but these things are just so freaking cool. These vintage Breyer horses. And for what they were sold them to me for, I feel like I robbed them. Especially when I get out, when I pull out the vintage Marks Johnny West Geronimo and his horse with accessories. That's yeah, it was there, and it was, she said, I saw the rest of these, $6 a bag, and there was like 3 horses in each bag, 3 to 4, and she goes, I've got a bigger one that won't fit in these bags. Do you want to look at it? And I said, yeah. So she brought out the horse. I wasn't sure what it was, so I scanned it. And by this time, she's like, well, I'll sell it to you for $6 also, since I have the other ones. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. And then I scanned it, and the horse itself was like 50 to 75. And then I scanned the Geronimo with it, and it was like 110 to 120. So it was a nice day, especially for these horses. I haven't shown my niece yet, who collects these, so we'll see what she says. Yeah, they're not for her collection. So. But anyway, so no, we found a lot of good stuff this weekend. We tried a different place, around the old place we used to live. We hadn't been there in quite a while, and
just how far are we from Newton? 30?
About 30 miles.
Just what 30 miles will do in the prices at thrift stores.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, well,
yeah.
You go to some of them in Wichita, which is about 40 miles away, and it gets a little expensive. Well, just up the road here in a town called Sterling, they have they have a thrift store. It seemed a little pricey. There were a few things decent, but now we went further up the road to a place called Lions. They're a true thrift store. I think I don't know if they're a church-run thing or an organization-run, but community. But yeah, I don't think people get paid for working there. I think it's all volunteers, but that seems to be the really good ones. The one we have here, the Honey Hole we call it, there's a different church runs it every week, and so
it's called Fair Price.
Yeah, it's crazy because you walk in on some Saturdays and they have a $4 bag sale, and what you can stuff in a bag for $4 is amazing. So those are the days when we pick brands that we're not necessarily sure of, throw them in there, because I mean, by the time we're done, we're paying like 25 cents for them, so it's worth the gamble at that point.
And honestly, they don't have a lot of back room to hold things, so that's kind of nice too. This
is a thrift store we went into one time, and it was 50 cents, and they said buy one get one free. And she walked back to the purses, and it was Dooney and Burke's and Coaches and Brahmins. It's like, I think there was some Vera Bradleys in there.
And one of the volunteers, and this happens all the time, one of the volunteers came out and said, I've got a lot more purses I've got to get rid of. Do you want to look at them? And she brought out 2 huge garbage sacks full. I said, bring them. I will help you sort them and price them and get them on. And Nathan looked at me like I had 2 heads, and I just said, I will help you go through the purses and get them out. And she thanked me and thanked me and thanked me. I said, you don't understand. Thank you. And that way I got, to look firsthand at these purses, and I got the first pick. It was awesome.
Now, the one we went to today, she ran across these 2003. So vintage, they're like figurines. I think they're it's like a Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe I should say it. But it was by WizKids. It was some fantasy game, but they were like these sculptures of dragons and stuff, and they wanted $20 for them, but when we looked them up, they were 40 to 50 to 60 bucks a piece. They were, and that's the sold comps. So I don't know if you'll go. They have a beautiful Jim Shore piece there, but I can't pay $20 for it.
And flip on that.
Yeah, so sometimes you just gotta walk away from certain things. It hurts sometimes, but you know, if you're not a collector of these things, you've got to teach yourself, you know, it's just not worth it. It's not.
Well, you can't get everything.
No.
And that's why, you know, never. Some people get so territorial on other resellers are in there picking too, but there's enough for everybody, guys.
Yeah, we've realized that there's a lot to go around. So.
And you know, everything that gets picked and resold, whether it's you or your competition, if you will, it keeps it out of the landfill, guys.
It's same thing. Garage sale season will be starting here in a month or two. You know, you're going to end up starting at different places, so they're going to find stuff because they're not there, or because you're not there, and you're going to find stuff because they're not there. But to me, it all works out in the end because you're finding stuff along the way. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes we've seen pickers leave, and there's still stuff there that they've missed because everybody's into different things selling. Some people might sell specialize in certain things. We kind of run a gambit of, you know, what's vintage, what's cool looking, what's hot at the moment. So
I have a natural love for sewing. I like to sew. So all the vintage linens, all the embroidered stuff, the kits, this vintage Sears sewing monogram and button accessories. I'm drawn to that. That seems really, really cool to me.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. We've been lucky, especially with higher end things when we go to garage sales, and we've walked away with a really good stuff for cheap prices. And we don't even really barter a whole lot. It's just people around here, I think, just want to be done with stuff. They want to move on. They just want it out of the way. We haven't got to the point yet where people are calling us and saying, hey, we're moving. I guess we've got, a couple people, but not to like some of the resellers you see on YouTube where they call them and say, hey, I'm moving. Do you want to come look at this stuff before I throw it on garage sale? But hopefully one day we'll get there. That'll help out with consistent inventory. That's the problem stage we're at, is making sure we have enough inventory to list all the time. And it's getting rougher because we've got all these snowstorms coming through at one time. So, but it's good that we live in a city that has four thrift stores, 2 bin stores. It seems like there's estate sales during the winter sometimes. So it's out there for us. We just make it work. Anyway, I gotta get off here, guys, and get to work. Get some stuff listed, get some stuff inventoried, get some stuff priced. So we went to the booth today. We'll let you know whether they're going to let us film in there or not. Sound like it wasn't going to be an issue, but we'll figure it out. So, all right, guys. Well, until next time, see you later.